Click on employee management, you can add employee accordingly. So when you click on add employee, what do you get? Add employee, this is what you get. You see a pop-up, okay? And not a pop-up, you have employee ID. So let's call this, let's use ID 213, just for sake of test. Name, let's call this test. Last name, let's call this session. Department, let's assign this to ITT. Area, let's assign it to Lagos. Okay. Position, let's give him head of ERD. Deployment type, well, depending on what you have, temporary or permanent, you can set up accordingly. Let's put permanent. Date of joining, very important. So, date of joining is another important thing that most times some installer makes mistake with this. It's important for you to note that when you're setting your date of joining, if, for example, is a device that has been used, is currently being used by a different time attendance software or a different time attendance solution, and you want to roll over your already captured transaction, attendance transaction on that device accordingly on Biotime Cloud, it's important that you set the date of joining from the previous day to backdate it. It's very important to note this. So, for example, if the device I intend to add to Biotime Cloud, Biotime Africa, has a transaction as old as, say, 2 years, 3 years, they'll be using it on a different solution. I just want to move to Biotime Cloud, Biotime Africa Cloud solution. I need to ensure that the date of joining is backdated. This is very important for me to pull my reports for previous transactions that have been captured accordingly on the device for every employee that has a backdated transaction accordingly. So in that case, if I have a transaction as aged transaction as old as 2 years, 3 years, I need to go back and set the date of joining accordingly. So I go and I set, for example, 2020, that's how backdated the information is. I choose the month, and for lab. Okay, it's very important, please, for reporting and pulling of report. It's very important to set this data accordingly in view of the reports you want to pull. Okay, when that is done, these are the most important things. The other stuff you also set, you have the device setting, verification mode. How do you want staff to verify? You can have multiple verification. Most times I will put any. Any means they can use any mode of verification, using their fingerprint, using their face card, or depending on the device that is being deployed and added accordingly to the cloud-based solution. Okay. Then the next is device privilege. So if, for example, this employee is meant to be a registrar or someone that have access to register other staff, you need to set it accordingly. Or a system administrator, if the system administrator will be the one to register other people, you need to also set that accordingly. If not, it's just an employee that doesn't have admin or setting access, you need to set accordingly as employee, okay? Then you can set device password, giving them the option to log in or sign into the time attendance device. You can set their password accordingly. So let's just, for the sake of this test, put this as device password, okay? The other things you can also set from here, enable attendance, yes, password, and mobile application. So if you're going to be using your mobile application to do clock in and clock out, you need to enable it here. So one beautiful thing that Biotime Africa has is the ability for you to be able to remotely give access, the ability to punch in on their phone, and they will have it as a clock for them accordingly. But for you to be able to do that, you need to enable the mobile app for that staff accordingly. So come in here, you click on enable. During the subsequent session, we will show you how to activate the mobile application for a staff who is going to be punching in or clocking in from his mobile device remotely. And the beautiful thing with our mobile punch on your phone is that it has the geomapping and geotagging feature. That means every staff that clocks in on their mobile device automatically your location where you're signing in from is tagged and marked with your clock-in details. So with everything being said, want to confirm. Okay, so there's still a place that needs to be configured. That is the personal information. Some fields are very much required. The ones that are asterisks with red asterisks are very required. So we need to input the mobile phone number. Because for sake of test, let's put okay. And also very important is an email. Okay. That's been done, let's confirm. So email already exists. So it's important to note that you can only add an email once on our platform. So for example, if I use that email address before for a staff or for a creation of account, I cannot re-add that email to another person or to create another account. That's the security feature that we have on Biotime Africa. So